It was this weekend, last year, round 6, when they got off the mark on this ground against Castleford. And the win at Salford was only their second Super League success on the road in 2 years. But they battle on, and they will give, with this man in the side, Steve-O, Craig Gower, they will give Hull Kingston Rovers a really good game.
Certainly will, Eddie. The combination of Michael Witt and Craig Gower, we know what they're capable of, but as John Wells has pointed out, the biggest problem for the London outfit has been their defence, especially in the centres and the wing. There's been a lot of confusion, and there's little doubt in my mind that Craig Sandercock, the Hull Kingston Rovers coach, will try to pinpoint that again, as John Wells said, just out on the fringes there. But it was a better performance against Salford last week, and I'm sure that Tony Ray, the London coach, will be quite happy to ensure that they continue in that vein.
OK, the clock has counted down. We're at kick-off time, and Corey Patterson gets us underway. It's Hull Kingston Rovers attacking in the traditional red and white from right to left as we watch. And that's a great chase from the kick-off, and this could be Kieran Dixon. No, it isn't, because the referee, James Child, shouts held, and Kieran Dixon was saved from being bundled over the line and into touch on the very first tackle of the match.
It's pretty important that London, especially on the home side, they're looking for the first win at home this season, get into a good field position. As I say, in the opening games, also the defence has been poor, but their kicking game has not been top class, and that's got to improve. It did last week. And there you see Randall taking from dummy half, kicking early on the fourth. That's a good option. Let's see how the chase is now.
Not a bad kick either. It is turned over to David Hodgson, just a couple of metres away from his own line, and the chase was pretty impressive. Michael Channing leading the way with Shane Rodney.
You know, John Wells said before the game that it's been a poor start to the season for the London Broncos. They've actually been very poor at starting games as well. In the first 10 minutes of matches so far, the games they've played, they haven't managed to score a try. Add to that fact, they've conceded more tries than any other team in Super League. And I was particularly interested in watching them in the warm-up to see whether there's a greater intensity and focus. They have to begin this game well. Think back to last night's game when St Helens scored 2 tries in the opening 10 minutes. It sets a strong platform for any team if you can get your noses in front.
Alex Brown reacted then very quickly to the loose ball that had gone out to his wing. He stopped it from going over the sideline. We've reached the last tackle here for Hull Kingston Rovers' first use of the ball. Dobson with the left-footed kick downfield. There is Luke Dawn, and he just pops it up for Liam Colbon to take forward.
Yeah, he was aware, wasn't he? Just avoided the whitewash there. But that was good pressure. Tony Ray, the London coach, realises that the key factor on this Hull Kingston Rovers outfit is Michael Dobson. Not only with ball in hand, but his kicking game. They have to apply that pressure, or that is a sin. That is not the way to start.
That's a big error from Tommy Lee.
Well, a good position. And Tommy Lee just took his eyes off the football at the opportune moment. Just had a little look to see who was coming towards him. Can't afford to do that. He's been around a while, knows the game inside out, but that's not what they needed.
He does indeed. 5th club in as many seasons for Tommy Lee. Hull 2009, Crusaders 2010, Wakefield 2011, Huddersfield last year, and London 2013. Now here is Corey Patterson. He's been so important to Hull KR this year.
Certainly
Carlisle was the dummy half. He finds Dobson, and Lovegrove will take it forward.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because they'll use Corey Patterson out on this left-hand side. They'll try to pinpoint the problems with Michael Chan in the centre. He's a big outfit, is Patterson.
Liam Salter, the man who played the ball. That's Con Mika. Here is Lovegrove. Lovegrove's looking for the runners around him. Dobson's one of them. Patterson is another. And play on is the call from the referee because he wasn't tackled. Michael Channing instructed away. The ball finds its way to Chris Wellham eventually.
Did well, lost control, but got it before it hit the ground.
And David Hodgson.
This will be a kick from Dobson.
Dobson will hoist it high and cross field, looking for the big men. It's palmed down and is picked up by Luke Dawn for the Broncos.
And rather fortunate there that Dawn was in a good position, because no one really wanted to take that ball under pressure.
And that right side is going to be put under enormous pressure from the London Broncos defence tonight. Steve, you've already pointed out a couple of times, as we see a penalty here go to to the London Broncos, but you've already pointed out a couple of times about Corey Patterson. He's a big, tall, rangy player, and he gets his way through and he's able to stand and offload, and he's going to create some enormous problems for that right side. Michael Dobson tends to hang on that side a lot. You've also got captain Chris Wellham and David Hodgson, who's a prolific try scorer.
But they have to get off the grounded player quicker than that, and James Child blowing for the penalty, and here come London starting this set of 6 on the halfway line.
Well, the early part of the season, the Broncos really struggled to get good field position. Therefore, the kicking game was pretty poor. That's a beautiful inside pass, maybe a slightly forward. Got away with it, though.
And a lovely ball from Bryant as well. Rodney is the man who's shot in at dummy half as Randall plays it to him. Here is Michael Witt again. Good defence from Hulkingston Rovers. As soon as he received that ball, Matt Cook, he was clobbered. Oh, that's good work, though, from Bailey. Looking to slip the ball on the inside, which he did, but he only found Reece Lovegrove.
Well, the opportunity was there. You've got to give him credit for that. Bailey trying to offload. Now this is where the defence has to move up.
Well, we've talked a lot, haven't we, about Michael Dobson, but it was Craig Gower, the opposite scrum half and number 7, key playmaker for the London team, who ran at the line, committed defenders. Too many players run towards the corner flag in this game. He ran straight. It makes it easier for the teammates outside him. And Bailey did well to get through the gap, but they couldn't convert it into points.
And this is a solid set defensively from London Broncos right now.
It certainly is, Eddie. Look, they're going into the final tackle, and they've only reached the 30-metre line. Burns gets the kick away, but it's right down the throat.
And he'll run it back with Kieran Dixon. He's got some pace, this young man.
He's an exciting player, isn't he? Just signed a long-term contract with the Broncos. That'll lift the side. A lot of clubs have taken notice of this fella.
They've also taken notice of the young man who played the ball as well, Dan Sargentson. Dixon's 20, Sargentson's 19, and Channing inside him in the centres is 20. So it's a very promising looking three-quarter line for the London Broncos on duty here tonight. Meanwhile, here is Michael Witt, the other end of the age scale. And now it is Michael Channing.
Got to be a high kick. Put the pressure on now. Oh, they've gone the blind side. They're running it.
Down the line with the kick, and Greg Eden allows the ball to go beyond him and over the dead ball line. Liam Colbon was hunting.
That's an unusual move, taking on that short side. So it just avoided the fullback, Greg Eden. Look at it, just pull the arm away at the vital moment. But this will be pleasing for Tony Ray, the Broncos coach. They've looked enthusiastic, as you can see there, ensuring that the Rovers are camped down well and truly in their own half.
There is the London Broncos coach. When you think what happened last year when he arrived, the back end of the season, they scored 150 points in winning their last 3 home games against Salford, Warrington and Hull KR here. But it hasn't started brilliantly in 2013. But they certainly got back on the horse last Friday at Salford. Can they continue on tonight? That's what he is hoping. Keil Carlisle in for the suspended Josh Hodgson. Travis Burns spins it wide and finds Salter. And Salter was offered the touchline and came back inside. Alex Brown will find Burns again. And here is Dobson in. He'll kick it high and cross field. And Patterson's after this. The ball has been allowed to bounce. Wellham is after it. Wellham touches down.
They've paid the price, Eddie. That's the second occasion that they've allowed the bomb to hit terra firma. You can't afford to do that. They got away with it the one before. Remember, Luke Dawn came to the rescue, but there was no one there. You cannot afford to do that.
Well, he's a dangerous player, is Chris Wellham. He scored 4 tries here in 2010, and he's on the mark tonight already.
It's a high kick from Dobson, but no one is wanting to go for it. They all stand around. It gives them a bounce. Oh, that is a simple try. He'll be furious with Tony Ray. No one says it's mine. No one commits himself. Is it yours? Is it mine? No. There's 4 of them actually left it. It's a gift.
And he won the race to get to the ball as well, did Chris Wellham. A try on his return to the side against Widnes 3 weeks ago. He broke his leg last year. He missed the first 2 rounds of this year. And here is Dobson now to try and add the extras. This fellow needs these 2 points, and if he gets them, he will pass 1,400 in Super League, 125 of them against London, including 9 tries. A personal milestone beckoning then for Dobson. But he has missed it. He just pulled it in front of the posts. 4-0, Hull KR.
I think we can be guaranteed that Hull KR are going to score some points here tonight. You know, in the last 6 visits, they've scored over, last 6 games, I say, they've scored over 250 points against London. You know, never before have they been kept below 34 points. They'll put some points on the board. That's the first try we've seen through Welham through the kick. The question is, can London score enough here to give themselves a chance of winning? And can the defence improve on what it has on previous performances against Hull KR? I like the way that Hull KR are moving the ball so wide early in the match, first 10 minutes of the game, shifting it wide to left and right, and eventually that will continue to test London's defence across the full width.
Yes, and Phil, just to back up that, the big thing about that try is very often when there's a crossfield kick, everybody automatically thinks it's a winger's ball. But Liam Colvin got nowhere near that. It wasn't his fault. There's 3 other players standing there and just looking, hoping that something's going to happen. No communication whatsoever. You have to make it a contest. Even if you drop the ball, you're going to have players around. You can do something about it. When you let it bounce, as we know, the rugby league ball can bounce in any direction, and you're just giving the opposition team an opportunity.
And what's more, they have just conceded a penalty late in the tackle count, so Hull KR will get more possession here from just inside their own half on the halfway line. But for clutching a defeat at Salford from the jaws of victory, Hull KR would have been here today chasing 3 wins, or on the back rather of 3 wins in a row.
Yeah, they fell apart, didn't they, against Salford, but they corrected that. They're playing very well. They know how to score, that is for sure.
And another ball steal. That's 2 in a row.
This time it's Bryant, the prop forward.
The referee just said you're attacking and tackling the ball, Mark Bryant. Have no alternative but to give the penalty. And here comes Tuimavave now for Hull KR. They're 20 metres away from the London line. Carlisle at dummy half gets the ball away. Mika will drive it forward
Keep your
for
eye.
Hull KR.
Sorry, Eddie, keep your eye on Corey Patterson on this left-hand side in attack.
This is Dobson. They missed out. Patterson went behind him, actually. That's good defence. Very good defence against Greg Eden. Carlisle again. Here is Patterson. He loves to do this. He loves to show and go. He loves to try and go through the gap. And London on that occasion alert to the danger. Dobson once again. It's Travis Burns. He fires the pass to Eden. Eden gives it to Salter. Salter wide to Alex Brown. He's a big lump of a winger, is Alex Brown.
Well, this will be another high kick from Dobson, I'm sure. Or is it going to be Burns? No, Dobson's got it.
And there it goes. It goes airborne again. Patterson's after this once more. This time they come up with the possession, and Michael Witt to the rescue.
That's better, that's better. And they needed it as well.
Well, sometimes you need a mistake to learn from it, don't you? They've learnt their lesson. You see Michael Witt there this time watching the ball and actually out-leaping Corey Patterson, who's probably about 6'5", I think.
Liam Colvin scored tries in his last 2 matches, but he hasn't scored at the Stoop, the number 2 for London, since we saw his debut against Wakefield here last season. This now is Matt Cook, one of 3 ex-Hull Kingston Rovers players in this 17-man squad for Tony Ray tonight. The kick from Gower is all along the deck, and he finds touch over on the far side.
Well, that's an experienced kick as well. Realise they've been put under pressure. They conceded the try from that high kick. And all they want to do is just camp down there. They have the confidence. And Craig Sandercock will be happy with the start. They were put under a lot of pressure from the Broncos in the opening 5 minutes.
Coming up to 13 minutes on the watch, Hull Kingston Rovers leading by 4 points to 0. A try for Chris Wellham, the England Knights international, 2nd try of the campaign. Here he is again, trying to work the ball away from his own line. Good defence, though, from Tommy Lee and Bryant this time. And Patterson. Difficult man to stop is Corey Patterson. Carlisle was the dummy half. It's Lovegrove again now for Rovers.
Again, solid defence by London. Going up as a unit, you can see out on that left-hand side. That's good.
Salter feeds Brown down that wing again, and he's through Kieran Dixon's defence. Salter, Brown is after him. Sargentson is after him. Brown gets there, a wonderful try. Well, he's quick, is Alex Brown. He's big, he's powerful, he's strong, and he had too much under the bonnet for Dan Sargentson. And the tiny knot of Hulkingston Rovers supporters who have journeyed down here to London are delighted with what they've just seen. Alex Brown, a try in his debut against Warrington last week. Second week in a row, just one appearance in Super League with Huddersfield in 2009. Went to Batley, and here he is back in Super League with a bang.
You've only got to look at this man's physique to know one thing. You don't go high. You can't afford to do that. He just brushed him away. You've got to go for the legs. This is a very, very strong unit indeed. The upper body strength, it's a swat. Never mind just a handoff. Get out of the way. You can't afford to do that. Kieran Dixon will have to learn for that. He should have gone low, and they've paid the price. Two very large errors has allowed the Rovers to take control of this game. Take nothing away from Alex Brown. That was a sensational individual try.
Now then, another chance for the 1,400 career points for Michael Dobson. Left-footed from the right side of the pitch this time. Misses again.
I think we might see this contest a few more times, though. A heavyweight against a middleweight. Hulkingston Rovers have loved to shift the ball wide. Travis Burns stands very wide. Dobson gets him with a great pass to give him time and space. And then eventually they put the ball in the man and say, listen, show us your power, show us your pace. It's brilliant speed once he's fade off the contact off Dixon to outpace Sargentson. And a very good finish. One the first real chance he's had in this match.
30 tries in 55 appearances for Batley, for Alex Brown. Back in Super League with Rovers. And he certainly is showing early here. He has the strength, the pace and the panache to play at this level.
Well, they learned the lesson, didn't they? Remember when Wellham scored the try, when they allowed it to bounce the ball. And then we saw the next time they put it up, they did defuse it. On that occasion, Kieran Dixon will have learned, let's hope, the lesson to go low on the big fella, Alex Brown. To be fair, though, Eddie, to learn these experience, should I say, there's two tries on the board. It could have been even worse if they had the convergence.
Well, last year in this match, the corresponding fixture, the final round of the campaign, there were 16 tries scored. It was won and lost on the goal kicking. Craig Gower kicked 8 out of 8 that day. Dobson 4 out of 6. And Craig Hall 1 out of 2. Craig Hall not here tonight because he's injured. And Dobson missed with his first 2 goal kicks. So let's hope that doesn't come back to haunt him.
Well, there was 90 points scored on that particular day. I think both defences have improved a little bit more than that. But he is the key factor, Michael Dobson.
Well, we picked him out, didn't we, Sean, pre-match? Him and Travis Burns. If London have any chance, they've got to shut down those two.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're making a lot of metres at the moment, Eddie, and they're just controlling the field position and not making any errors. And it's a very simple formula in rugby league, although London have got an opportunity here now.
They have indeed with Channing. But the reinforcements come across, and Channing is brought to ground. It's Michael Witt who'll go to the air, and he'll try his luck. Now then, this isn't a bad kick because it's right in between them, and it's bounced backwards, and Greg Eaton has picked it up, and this fella's quick as well.
Well, they had a golden opportunity there. It wasn't the best defensive effort for the Rovers, that's for sure. Bounced off the shoulder of a London player.
Is it Kieran Dixon who Arsenal almost caught it? Just a pace in front of it. Great effort to work hard and come off the flank and challenge for that ball. He was very unlucky. Imagine trying to take a kick like that, though, at full pace. Difficult skill. He couldn't pull it off, but it would have been 8-6 had he caught it. You know, they're not far off it at the moment.
They're not. I remember last time we were here, Kieran Dixon scored a super try in the corner from a high kick, and he nearly repeated the dose there. It was a wonderful kick as well, wasn't it? Went in between Alex Brown and Greg Eden, left them in two minds. This is Luke Dawn, who has played the ball. And Sargentson again. Third start in a row. He's born in Australia, Dan Sargentson, but through the ranks at the Hemel Stags. There he is, real talent, 19 years of age. A short ball finds Shane Rodney. Good tackling low down there by George Griffin. Oh, an interception. Travis Burns hunting. Travis Burns taking them on his own. There's nobody with him. Oh, he nearly lost that. He nearly lost it.
I think he did, but it went backwards and then recovered it.
He was facing his own line as he hit the deck. Here is Corey Patterson.
Wasn't the best offload by Craig Gower, was it? Yeah, lost it. Oh, that should have been a knock-on. That went forward in the end. Not seen by the officials. Really criticised James Child there. He wouldn't have had a good view of that.
His touch judge would. It's Dobson. Good movement here. And a good ball to David Hodgson. And Wellham is in waiting at the play the ball. Here he is. Gives it to Patterson. Patterson then, oh, Griffin has put it down. That's an error. Big error.
Boy, that's a big relief for the home side. You see Griffin never moved forward. The ball was moving forward. He didn't. He knows it.
Yeah, he was stretching for it, wasn't he? He was at full length, the arms.
And that's a difficulty when you're not moving, Eddie. You've got no chance if the ball is drifting forward. He was stood still. Can't afford to do that. Big let-off for the Broncos.
Coming up to the 20-minute mark. London close to a try on one occasion, not long ago, when Dixon put the high kick down. It was very close to collecting it, and Rovers have had two without converting. Here's a penalty, though, to London. They're offside, says James Child.
Never made any attempt, did he, Konstantin Mika?
Well, we all wonder, I suppose, and the Hull Kingston Rovers fans will be the same. Are we a top 8 side this year? The red and white side we're watching here today. I think we've seen in the opening 20 minutes with their attack, they have the ability to make breaks, make good ground and finish their chances. But can they defend well enough here to give themselves a chance of winning tonight and enough games this year to be in the playoffs? We're going to see here now as the game wears on, and Gower finds a nice short pass. Rovers can attack. We've seen some wonderful play when they get the link going and can get the ball out wide, but can they defend well enough to win the game?
Big Antonio Kafusi won a cap for Australia in 2006, Queensland State of Origin the following year, and they know the danger that Michael Witt poses. He gets the ball away, though, and does really well, as it turns out. Here is Shane Rodney.
Good run by Rodney as well. Wanted to get up, play the ball quickly. That's good. You can see there Lovegrove is not in defensive line. Gower's going to score.
Yes, he
Look
is.
at this.
Craig Gower in on the pass from Ben Fisher. I was just about to say Fisher coming on the field will add a little bit of fizz to the London Broncos, and it was his pass, the number 26 for Tony Ray's side, that found Craig Gower, and Gower gets his first try of 2013. He makes a difference to this side. Former grand final winner with the Penrith Panthers in the NRL, and he certainly made the difference to the scoreline here. It's 8-4, kick to come.
Good breakaway, good positioning there. Rodney put them in that position, and the short ball was sufficient. He knows how to run the show. This Ben Fisher has been around long enough, and Gower will be very pleased with this effort. No doubt about it, it's right over the whitewash. But that is the difference that he brings to this side. Ben Fisher came here strategically to be on the coaching side, and he has now put on the boots again to great effect to bring the London side back into this game. Surely Michael Witt will add the extras.
Well, it's kickable for Michael Witt, there's no doubt about that. 8 goals so far this season, 3 from 3 at Wigan, 5 from 7 at Salford last week. It's 8-6, London are back in the hunt.
And when you build pressure, it's amazing how you can convert that into points. Tony Ray will be absolutely delighted now. Not out at the game at 8-0, but 8-6, he'll be a lot more comfortable. He'll be thinking, well, we've got a great opportunity here. And that man, Craig Gower, I tell you, there's a lot of halfbacks who wouldn't have pushed up in that situation. They would have sat back, let Ben Fisher run, probably get the tackle. He would have gone to dummy half because they would have wanted to play on. But that's experience for you. Craig Gower pushed up into a hole and he got rewarded.
And it just goes to show, Sean, in many ways, remember, it was Griffin that knocked on. Then they got a penalty for being offside. And it really has lifted the home side.
It has, and Ben Fisher is playing the ball there, the 250th London player to play for this club. Ben Fisher should be actually on the coaching staff, probably is, but is actually now, well, he's obviously listening to his own words of wisdom, and that's an awful ball, and Wellham, he's got Dawn after him, but Wellham's got the legs, and Wellham goes over for a try. Oh, that's a gift. That is a gift. Just after they've got back into the match, a pass from Michael Witt goes astray, and Chris Wellham says thanks very much. It's his second try of the evening. He couldn't believe the fact that the whole of the field ahead of him was vacant, because Dawn, as you saw, had moved up into the line. Well, Wellham is back. They missed him in the opening couple of rounds, and 2 tries here tonight, and that will settle the nerves after they conceded the try.
Well, this is what you call a coach killer. It was just a gift. Tony Ray would have been so happy with the fact that Goward had pulled them back into it, and the conversion just left them 2 points apart, and it was all wrapped up, even had a bow on it as far as Wellham's concerned. He goes in for a brace of tries already in this game, and surely this man will add those extra and vital 2 points.
Yes, 2 points to go with the 2 tries for Chris Wellham. And Craig Sandicott will be feeling a little bit happier now.
Well, there were times last year when Craig Sandicott would have to consider himself an unlucky coach. His team lost a number of games by a very narrow margin. And every now and again in sport, you need an element of luck. The fact that Wellham was in the right place at the right time there, and the pass went to his hands, he converted it, 6 more points for them. And maybe the bounce of the ball might go in favour of Hull KR in 1 or 2 of the tight games this season.
3 tries to 1. London restart. And Mickey Payer is out there, the Tongan international. It's his 34th consecutive appearance
And
for Rovers.
It'll be disappointing that in regards to London fought back after that try from Wellham, and then of course Brown went in with the long ranger. 2 tries against him, slowly but surely got back into the game. They were looking a lot better balanced, and then all of a sudden you just give away the intercept.
Good ground being made on all fours there by Keil Carlisle. Plays it to Dobson. There's Payer, there is Burns, and Eden with the long ball over the top. And the Hull Kingston Rovers fans all on their feet when Alex Brown got hold of it, because they thought he was down the line again. But here comes the last for Rovers. Dobson is under a bit of pressure here. He does well to get out of trouble. He does really well. And the ball will find its way to the sideline. Colbon not terribly convincing in going for it, but what a run from Dobson. He got out of jail here, didn't he?
He certainly did, and this is sheer quality. Applied the pressure. Pressure again. Get out of the way. He should have been put down. Comes up with a left footer and just gets that right kink to the left-hand side. Sheer quality, this bloke.
They're the little things in the game, though, that can mean so much. Michael Dobson has just got his team out of enormous trouble. He was going to be tackled on the halfway line. You turn the ball over there, the London Broncos straight away are on the offence, and they're able to maybe get a repeat set, possibly even score. Now they've got to come from inside their 20 and just work it hard and probably keep it nice and tight and get a kick in. They're the little things in the game that can mean a big difference.
3 tries they've scored tonight, Hull Kingston Rovers. We will see Leeds and Wigan next Friday. It's our first offering for you on Sky 3D as well. It's in high definition on Sky Sports 2 HD. And next Saturday, 4:30, we'll be on air at Huddersfield for the visit of Hull FC. And that's on Sky Sports 1 HD. Interesting that we're going to see those teams next week. Some good games coming up.
That's
this is a great kick.
Oh, but well taken.
Well pouched. He's almost like an extra forward, isn't he, Alex Brown? He's moving off his wing all the time and carving the ball up the middle. Now he's going back out to the right-hand side.
Yeah, it's going to be a real test, isn't it, against the talented youngster Kieran Dixon.
And Payer will take it forward again. They're a big side, Hull KR. Carlisle gets the ball away again.
It's good solid work from the Rovers. got himself into a good position. That's all that this guy needs.
Oh, Dobson was under pressure, got the kick away. Again, it's allowed to bounce Colborne, and it takes a few seconds to come down, it would seem, and it allows the chasers to really put pressure on.
There's a problem for Hodgson. He caught a stray boot there. Now, if London have seen that, they want to work on this right-hand side. They've gone the other way, they've gone left, but a bit of a knock. Nice work from Dixon. Hodgson seems to have recovered and is over in touch. That's good work indeed. You'll be pleased with that, Craig Sandercock. He's a hard man to please, but he'll be happy with that.
He will, and he knows he's doing it tough this year. He reckons once, and I suppose every coach would tell you this, but he says once he gets his first choice 17 on the field, Hull KR will be all right this year. Good defence.
Not only that, it was good work by David Hodgson. Hodgson could have dragged, and of course you're not allowed to do that. So what did he do? He made sure that he just had his hands on him. It didn't help the others that were pushing him over the sideline.
I guess you call that on-the-job learning, don't you, for Kieran Dixon? He'll know he can't afford to go near the sideline with that number of defenders.
Oh, here goes Brown again. Here goes Brown again. He's unstoppable. It's Alex Brown. And that's the second try for Hull KR for Alex Brown tonight. 2 for Wellham, 2 for Brown. They're delighted. Long journey south for the Hull KR fans, but well worth it so far. Good couple of 100 miles they travel to get down here to see this match, and Craig Sandercock will be pleased with the way that this game is going. Alex Brown, well, you show him the whitewash and he's off.
He's a very hard man, but he'll learn the lesson here, will Kieran Dixon. Remember, he learned about the handoff from the big fella Brown. Then he went crabwise towards the touchline. Good position as well by Alex Brown. He's such a big man, isn't it, to stop. That's great stuff. Good combination. That is power. He knew he had it. Nice finish. Making a name for himself in Super League, this fella.
He's reminding us of Jermaine McGilvray, isn't he, who also had a spell at Batley. And that young man, Alex Brown, also made his debut in Super League for the Huddersfield Giants as well. And they've got him from Huddersfield. He was there in 2009, and Dobson's missed another. Well, 4 tries, all of them unconverted, apart from one.
I think, teams that can score tries from scrum situations have an attacking attitude. Obviously, we've talked before about the ability to defend, but Greg Eden here gets on the outside of the first defender, and then they have the pace to convert the chance into tries. I love to see teams with a willingness to move the ball and the extra space that you've got when defenders are tied up in that scrum position. They're rewarded there with their endeavour with another 4 points, but still, just a 12-point gap. And not a massive difference here, really. London have been a touch unfortunate. The other side have had more ball than them, and that's the reason why Hull Kingston Rovers have made more breaks and slightly more metres. Perhaps in the defensive area as well, though. That's the key area that London need to look for. And the stats would suggest at this stage that the away team would have a better 7-point margin. Still hope here for the London Broncos.
Walker back in the side, the 21-year-old Scottish international. He was sent off after that fight at Salford with Lee Jewett. Well claimed by Luke Dawn.
Yeah, but it's a great long kick, isn't it? They went on the third. That is great tactics. He's got them working well as Craig Sandercock. You've got to give him a pat on the back for that, and that is great defence. They're eager. And it was Graham Horne leading the charge. Got to be careful now. Don't give away a silly penalty. Oh, that looked high there by Adam Walker.
It did. Colborne was slipping down, but it was still a crack underneath the chin. It's solid defence so far from Rovers. As much of the tries that they've scored, that will certainly be pleasing Craig Sandercock. And Bailey is grounded. He plays the ball not as quickly as hoped to Fisher. That's a poor kick. Eden had positioned himself perfectly on that far side. And Eden, it's dangerous carry, isn't it, that, with the ball so far away from the body? Anxious times for the London coach. Hodgson now.
Well, we saw a glimpse there of the coach Tony Ray, and he knows that virtually all the tries that Rovers have scored in this first half have come from errors or bad defence, not even attempting to go for the ball. They've got to lift the game, I'm afraid.
Corey Patterson. We've got Brown out on the far side, who's difficult to stop, and this fellow is equally so. Here goes Keil Carlisle. Doing well for Josh Hodgson. 2 massive body blows for Rovers this week. The Hodgson suspension and Dale Ferguson recalled by Huddersfield. And the little dink to the corner.
And at 18 points to 6, this fella, Michael Dobson, knows exactly what he needs. He anticipated the high kick. You could see there they were very slow to put themselves into position. And the way their defence has been working hard, they're moving up as a unit. He knows, put the scrum down, we'll try to force the error. And to be fair to London, they've come up with quite a few.
And you can learn some really valuable lessons from what Hull KR are doing. All you need to do is get to your centre sit, get to your kick, and then put some pressure on. Make the team come out off their try line, and they're under enormous pressure because they've just worked so hard defensively. They're not likely to shift the ball on you. They're going to lose some shape. They'll be nice and tight. You can adjust pretty well. If you can force an error, even better. We've just seen.
Here's Bailey with the knock-on. He doesn't believe it was a knock-on. The referee says, I thought you lost it, and Bailey says the ball was stolen. Let's see if he has a case.
Well, it certainly looked to be arms all over the place there, didn't it? Maybe it has a case. Either way, it is another error. And that's the 6th for the Broncos. Craig Sandercock will be happy with the fact that they've still got the 0 against handling mistakes. The Rovers, so it's not surprising they're leading 18 points to 6.
And they might get more reward here because it's Eden once again taking on Colborne.
He loves nothing better, does he, the fullback? He knows exactly what Michael Dobson is going to offer him.
There is Dobson, and this now is Walker. Walker gets the ball away brilliantly to Keil Carlisle. He finds Travis Burns. Burns' arrival in the side over the past 2 weeks has offered them a lot more organisation out there. Bit of an argy-bargy at the play of the ball, but meanwhile the play goes on. 3 tackles gone, that's the London line. Carlisle can see it, and so too can Burns. Short ball to Eden. What a pass, and what a great try for Greg Eden. What a ball from Travis Burns. Well, they say all good things are worth waiting for, and Hull Kingston Rovers have had to wait for this fellow. Suspended since last July after first of all picking up a 9 and then a 3-game ban playing for Penrith. They had to wait a long time for Travis Burns to come and start. But boy, has he made his presence felt here, and that was laid on a plate for Greg Eden.
And it's one of the reasons that Craig Sandercock, the coach, is very happy that he has a good half-back combination. We know the qualities of Michael Dobson, but that is outstanding little offload by Travis Burns. Not only does it give him more options, it also confuses the defence. When you've got a guy like Burns and Dobson running the show, who's going to come up and take first receiver? Burns on that occasion. Dobson surely will add the extras.
Well, he's already got that 1,400 points in his career that he was looking for. That makes it 1,402 and 129 now against the London Broncos.
And again, Eddie, another error when it came from the London Broncos. On this occasion, it was Chris Bailey that knocked on. Didn't like the decision, but this is a perfect move. Old-fashioned it may be, but effective. Comes on the arc, shields it, and then just opposite. And Craig Sandercock, the man in your screen there, doesn't smile all that often, but I think deep inside he'll be satisfied.
Yes, very satisfied. He knows his team can be a little bit camera shy when our Sky Sports cameras are here. Remember, they had the match won against Salford twice, and they went on and lost it 3 times, surrendering 2 very big leads.
You're right, Eddie. I think the coach, Craig Sandercock, didn't sleep well that night.
He didn't sleep very well after we saw them lose at Wakefield either, but this is a much better first half from them. The big question we'll all be asking is, can they keep it going? That's good running and a great offload again, and Eden Quick play the ball is what's wanted. Carlisle gets it away off the deck quickly to Dobson. Dobson then with a little pass inside, and he finds Graham Horne, and Horne is still going. And the ball is lost. Oh, it's play on. It was stolen from him. Well, if it was stolen in a zero tackle, that should have been a penalty.
Well, it's back to 6, Eddie. He's allowed the advantage. They're in all sorts of trouble here.
And they are, because Dobson's having a go. That's the first tackle this set of 6.
Keep your eye on Eden. He wants to skirt late, and that's a penalty. I think they'll take the 2.
Well, they might. No, they're going to tap it, I think. I think they've turned down the chance, and why would they? 6 tackles to come from that range. Griffin will drive it in. Well, that from Tommy Lee is right round the throat. That could have been a grapple tackle as well. Another penalty. Meanwhile, here's Carlisle, finds Dobson. Here's Burns. Burns to Eden. Wide to Brown. Hat-trick beckoning. Hat-trick scored by Alex Brown. Right on the stroke of half-time. Well, Alex Brown looks unstoppable. 25 years of age. He's grabbing this second opportunity in the Super League with both hands. A hat-trick inside 40 minutes for Alex Brown.
Well, you can see Gower 2-on-1 stripping that ball. That's the reason why James Child said it's back to another 6, and then messing around, it was Fisher. Can't afford to do that. Well, you say, Eddie, that this Alex Brown is unstoppable. To stop someone, you've got to have someone there. I'm afraid there was no one there. It was as easy as counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's what he's rewarded with. A hat-trick. He'll remember this game.
You've got to get numbers. You have to get numbers right. It's very difficult when you're backpedaling though. When you're on the back foot, people are pushing in. Some are coming in. Some are coming up too quick. There's a lack of communication there with the London side at the moment, and that happens when you're on the back foot and you're short of possessions.
And Dobson had the extras, and that is in the affirmative. 30 points to 6. Hull KR ahead, and a huge problem for London Broncos and their coach Tony Ray, who's on his way to the dressing rooms, in charge for the second time since last July. Tony Ray, he won 4 of 7 back end of the season, avoided the wooden spoon, 2 points clear of Castleford and Widnes, but it's the Rovers fans who are enjoying the big night in the smoke, and they've enjoyed that first 40 minutes, and so too has Alex Brown. 3 tries in the last 10 minutes, last 9 minutes actually.